and welcome to Washington Exec's Veterans Day series, where we speak with leaders supporting veterans in the workforce. I'm Rachel Kirkland with Washington Exec, and it's my privilege to be speaking today with Pam Powers. Pam is not only Executive Managing Director, Defense and National Security Market Lead at Maximus, she is also a retired colonel who has served in the Air Force and in the Department of Veterans Affairs, among other roles. Pam, thank you for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
Now, you have a very personal connection to the veteran community as a veteran yourself. Tell us a little bit more about what that looks like.
Yeah, you're right. It is very personal to me. I spent almost 30 years in the Air Force, and I followed in the footsteps of my great-grandfather, who served in World War I, and my grandfather, who served in World War II. My uncle retired from the Air Force after a long career, and he was really my inspiration to join. And then I met my husband in the Air Force, and now my son is currently serving as a captain in the Air Force Reserve, flying C-5s around the world, supporting missions. After my retirement, as you mentioned, I served as a senior civilian, both on the Department of Defense side and then on the Department of Veterans Affairs. And it was really an honor to serve my fellow veterans in that role. And every day I was really focused on finding ways that VA can serve our veterans community better. And my current role and the work that Maximus does on a daily basis is really an extension of that service. You know, we support the war fighter in our contracts across the Department of Defense, and we support veterans as they transition out of uniform and get the benefits that they deserve in the VA. And, you know, throughout my service, I was deployed at one time and really, you know, in and out of uniform, I've seen the sacrifices that veterans and their families make, you know, whether it be the absences away from their families or the loss of employment of military spouses, you know, in the constant moves, or when service members pay the ultimate price. Veterans Day is not only about remembering veterans and their service and supporting their families, but it's about ensuring they have the opportunities and the support and the respect that they deserve really every day of the year.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for your service too. You touched on how Maximus works with veterans throughout the year. Can you dive into that a little bit more?
We're one of the country's best employers for veterans and military spouses, which is something I'm really proud of. The values of commitment, dedication, and selflessness are really ingrained in those who have served, and they're just as vital in the mission-driven work that we do at Maximus. That's why we're really proud to be recognized as one of the nation's top employers for veterans and military spouses. And additionally, through our partnerships with Department of VA, of Veterans Affairs, we're delivering critical and high quality health services that meet the unique needs of hundreds of thousands of veterans each year. As part of this commitment, we have partnerships with veteran service organizations such as the USO, the DAV, Disabled American Veterans, Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, the American Legion, and the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, where we not only provide funding, but we also provide expertise to advance critical programs for outreach and engagement activities. So we're doing a lot, and not only internal, but within the veterans community.
And on a personal note, what kinds of support did you find helpful as a veteran yourself?
Sure. Transitioning from wearing the uniform is never easy. You know, every veteran's journey is a little bit different. Everyone's unique and the support that they need in the community. Some already have a job lined up and are ready to go. Some transition into trying to get more education, and some find it really difficult to find meaningful employment, you know, post government. And sometimes the work that veteran or that military service members do doesn't really translate into the civilian world. And so it's difficult for them to understand the language out in the civilian world. So support programs are incredibly important, whether it be programs that organizations like Maximus provide or the organizations that our VSO partners provide, giving them the tools and the education and the ability to prosper and to and to do well in their next journey is so incredibly important. So for me, my journey was not as easy as I thought it would be, but I was able to find the resources that I needed to be able to get to where I wanted to go. And I think as long as veterans are reaching out to and finding those resources, they'll be successful.
What specific veterans hiring initiatives do you also work with?
Veterans really are an invaluable part of Maximus's workforce. We have a lot of veterans on our team. We have thousands, in fact, working across our programs and with government every day. And they're really supporting critical programs that are improving and affecting lives of Americans across the country. The backgrounds and experiences that veterans and their spouses bring uniquely fit into a lot of our career paths at Maximus. Uh, Across technology, across program management, operations, and training. Really, anything that Maximus touches is something that veterans and their families would be great at. We actively partner with organizations such as Hiring Our Heroes, the Military Spouse Employment Partnership, and Transition Assistance Programs to connect with transitioning service members and their families as well. And we're a part of SkillBridge, which is a really great program that allows active duty service members a chance to gain some experience and understanding prior to their departure from military, really about 180 days out. And that's a good program for not only veterans, but also for organizations like Maximus to help them through that transition into the civilian world. And then in addition, our team attends hiring events, both in person and virtually. We host specific veteran-focused recruitment events. And one example of that is our Mission Tech event, which is really fun. It's a specialized hiring program designed specifically for veterans and transitioning service members and their spouses. And it's focused on hiring high quality talent in technology careers such as cloud, data, cybersecurity, and IT operations. I think, bottom line is we're really aware of the importance of hearing from our veterans, and we really support them throughout their journey. One of the things that I'm really excited about is we have a employee resource group created for our veterans, and the group offers resources and training and onboarding tools. And we have a mentor-mentee program, lunch and learn events. It's to support them as not only their transition, but really their journey after they take off the uniform. And then finally, I just would say that we're really proud of some of the awards that we've gotten as an organization, including our 5-star employee rating and the 2025 Vets Index, and recognition as a top military and military spouse-friendly company.
Wonderful. Well, and there's so many veterans in the GovCon industry. Considering this, why is it important to you and to Maximus to continue recognizing veterans, not just on Veterans Day, but all year round?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's really personal for me, and supporting veterans is vital because when our service members leave the uniform, their journey doesn't really end. Maximus has made a significant company-wide commitment to support military and veterans, not only because of the work that we do, but also because it's the right thing to do. From expanding career opportunities, education and training programs, the philanthropy support that we do, and really our daily work, we care about the whole health of not only veteran, but their families as well. And I believe we're enhancing lives, which I'm really proud of. And I think our company is really proud of. We're strengthening support networks. We're empowering veterans to thrive, not just on Veterans Day, but really every day of the year.
Fantastic. Well, can you tell me about a specific time when you feel you were able to truly make an impact in the veteran community?
Sure. Well, I feel like we're making an impact every day, in the work that we do, not only in the Department of Veterans Affairs, but the work we do across all of Maximus, both internal and external. But I think probably the most impact I was able to make was in my role as Chief of Staff and then Acting Deputy Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. It was really focused on serving veterans where they are in their journey and meeting them and their needs the way they want to be met. And so I'm really proud of the work that VA does every day. And I'm really proud of how Maximus helps VA in that work.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.